and Alhamdulillah, we had a great success. And special thanks to yourself, IQ Center, and our partners, British Deccan Society, community, as well as the Aliyana charity from Leicestershire. So, as I said, our students have done really well.
What's the percentage of success?
Approximately 90%, more than 80%. Alhamdulillah.
Mashallah.
So we interview almost 14 to 16 students in 2 cycles, morning and afternoon. And the important thing is that we do these replicating the real MMIs. So that's one of the key reasons why the student find it really useful when they go for the proper interview.
So you'd say around about 40 through these courses, maybe 40, 50 doctors have potentially.
Yes, true. So, as I said, this is the 4th year we are doing it. So we have done almost, we have interviewed almost nearly 50 candidates so far, and they do come from various parts of the country. So we had some students from Scotland as well, and importantly, the one who got the places are I've gone to various primary institutes, like including Cambridge, UCL, and other medical schools.
What has been your motivation in organizing this? Why do you want to do it? Why would you? What encourages you? What motivates you to do this?
Sure. I think this is something my children have done before. Alhamdulillah, my 2 daughters, they have been through this process. So they want to contribute something to the community. And we, as the medical professional background, we know what are the things that they need to focus on in order to succeed. And Alhamdulillah, we managed to focus on those things. I think the important thing is that something that the community should benefit from this. These are the courses.
So each
which are run-
station has got different scenarios to run through with the applicants. So examiners going to be focusing some are on the generic side, some are on the NHS sort of question-based scenarios, scenario-based questions, and few are on the what was your aspiration? Why you're actually going into the medicine field? So this is kind of more of an exercise going through for the real interviews. So they usually they prepare at home, but this is the setup we want to give them a sort of a real life kind of time base. So real questions, and at this after the interview, they get to feedback in terms of how they have done the interview, how they have, if they have got any shortcomings or anything in terms of how they should have given the answer. So examiner gonna give the feedback straight away at the desk.
Move on to the next station, please. You become a doctor now, right?
Yes,
So
alhamdulillah.
I remember when you first started, you weren't a doctor then, right? You
Yeah.
qualified.
Yeah.
So mashallah.
Please move on to the next station.
How have things been since you qualified now and
In the NHS, you
in the
know,
NHS?
things have changed. Obviously, there's challenges. I think it's less. It's a combination of things have gotten. There's more challenges now, but also I'm more aware of them having started working as well.
Right.
One of those things.
How are things going today?
Things are going well, alhamdulillah. I think it's nice to see so many people coming each year and being more passionate about it and applying.
What's your particular scenario that you're
My scenario is about motivation for medicine. So, and kind of is, well, let me have a look at it again. Preparation for medicine, so motivation, what kind of aspects of work you find unappealing. And the third is about
1 minute reading, 1 minute reading.
and working in a team. The performance interviews as well, it looks like they've been doing quite well. Like the answers I get are good. I'm quite pleased with what I'm hearing.
Right.
You know, and the kids are also responsive to feedback as well. So when we tell them that these are the things to work on, they understand and they work on it, and they seem, you know, really engaged and passionate about improving themselves.
Mashallah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you finally, what was your primary motivation in being a doctor?
So for me, this is always a difficult question actually when you put on the spot.
But surely you would have been asked this.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
your
Yeah.
interviews.
No, it's the same thing you hear from people, but I always like science. And I specifically liked biological and chemistry. I like biology and chemistry, and I really like the idea of using science to help people. Diagnostic kind of thinking.
Right.
Like you've got a problem, and there's so many things it could be, and working through diagnostic reasoning.
Right.
And then when I did my A levels, I enjoyed biology and chemistry more as well. And when I came to medical school, that kind of just grew from there. I like the aspect of it where it's not a firm science. So that you could say, a lot of people who say, well, you could be a biochemist and go into science, purely science. But I like the idea of the application to real lives, and you're helping and you're actually benefiting people. And there's the aspects of communication. You're guiding people. People trust you as well. It's a big responsibility. You're looking after whole families.
You got the job.
Dr. Bahar.
Yeah, I live in Glasgow. I work in Stirling.
Okay.
So I'm an orthopedic consultant there in Falkirk, a place called Forth Valley Royal Hospital. It's exactly midway between Edinburgh and Glasgow. So it takes half an hour from Edinburgh, half an hour from Glasgow. So it's a very nice place to work. It's in the, it's in the heart of Scotland. So most of us, we either stay in Glasgow or Edinburgh, and we travel to work.
So just for the average
Yeah.
viewer,
Yeah.
what do you actually do?
I'm an orthopedic surgeon. I deal with trauma, broken bones, basically.
Right.
And I also do a lot of hip replacements and knee replacements and things like that.
Operating on them.
Yeah. So I operate on them. So basically, I'm a surgeon, a surgeon of bones, basically. That's what I do. So if you have, if you break your ankles, if you break your wrists and your forearms and stuff like that, you come to the hospital and somebody has to operate on them. It'll be me and my team, basically. And if you have arthritis in your hips and knees, and you can't walk, you're in a lot of pain. So I'm one of the people who replaces your hips and knees both. So that's my subspecialty, where I've done all my training, and then I've subspecialized into doing hip and knee replacements.
Okay.
So that's my bread and butter, basically. Yes.
And how long have you been doing
Uh, maybe around 24, 25 years now. Just orthopedics. I qualified as a doctor many years ago. So maybe around 25 years. Yeah.
And most of the time has been in the UK.
Yeah, I came here immediately after medical school.
Right.
I came here, so all my postgraduate training has been in the United Kingdom.
Okay.
So I just left medical school, just did my, you have to do 1 year of, internship over there. And then I came here as a very fresh young doctor.
Right.
And then, and I had to work my way through. It was hard because surgical fields are not easy in this country. So
why are they not easy?
Because you're very competitive. And particularly if you are from abroad, then it becomes even more difficult.
Right.
Because you're not a local graduate.
Right.
So it was more challenging, but Alhamdulillah, it's happened.
Okay.
Okay. So I worked all over the country, though. I started in Midlands, in Bournemouth, Poole, London, Kent. I was in Kent for a long time, and then I moved to Scotland. And I've been there for the last 5 years, and inshallah, I intend to stay there.
So how did you get involved with today?
Abdus Salam, he's from the same college as me. He's a year senior to me, and we all struggle together. So once we got established, it's understood that we want our next generation to actually not go through all the problems that we did.
Right.
And this is one of the ways of actually guiding our community and our the next generation. So I think these are very talented young individuals, and they are the ones who can make a difference.
Right.
To the future generations. So yes, that's the aim.
And you've driven all the way from Glasgow to...
Yeah, I drove last night. Yeah, and M6 was shut last night, so we had to come through various small, bowels of the earth and stuff like that. And it took me. We reached here half two in the morning.
Oh, subhanallah.
Yeah, and then got up early to come here.
Really?
Yeah. So yes, it's fun.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, it's good.
May Allah reward you. How have you? This is. I don't. You weren't here for the last year.
No, I wasn't. My son was here. He conducts. He's been here for 3 years. Helping out with the.
Your son is
Fawzan.
That's your son.
Yeah, Fawzan is my son. Yes.
Mashallah.
So he's been here, but it's difficult for me. But this time I thought I'll just come along with him as well.
And did you come together?
We picked him up on the way. He's in Lancaster Medical School at the moment, so I picked him up on the way, and we came together. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Lastly, any kind of advice for any budding doctors who are watching this?
Yeah, the thing is, if you're in this country and you got access to medical schools here, please go for it. I know it's hard work, but I tell you, it's a the medical training or any kind of education in the United Kingdom is one of the best in the world, right? And I've been to the US, I've been to the Canada, but here you have a lot of facility, especially when it comes to academics. So use that opportunity. Don't waste your time away. You see, there are lots of people around the world who would die to get an opportunity like you have. So don't just waste your time. We need the youngsters, especially in our community, to get educated and make a difference. And you have all the facilities here. Don't let it go waste, right? And most important thing which I would tell the youth is, don't make money the primary aim in life. Because the moment you do that, you lose sight of everything. Yes, money is important. It's an essential thing in life, but don't make it your only aim in life. Right? Then that's where you start, staggering away.
What are you interviewing?
So this station is an ethics station. There's 3 questions. The students have a short scenario to read. It's a short scenario about the ethics of giving a weight loss injection to an obese patient. So they have some time to read through that, and then we'll ask them some questions about whether they'd give the injection, and then some follow-up questions. We're mainly looking at if the candidates can reason through the risks and benefits, and just show good understanding of the different points of view. We don't expect them to be experts from the healthcare side of things. It's more just showing an understanding from the A levels, the basic science understanding and clinical reasoning in terms of balancing the risks and benefits. The students have been doing really well. I think some of them have been giving some really good complex answers.
Do you have the same scenario for all the students? So
So there's two alternatives that we can. There's 2 like follow-up questions that we can change, depending on how they answer in the first question, is to prompt like further thinking from them. Yeah.
I know you've been with your dad, mashallah, coming every year. When you started, were you a medical student yourself?
Yeah.
I know Sakleen, mashallah, he's qualified. Have you qualified?
Yes. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. And
Okay, so how long has it been since you qualified?
so just in August, it's just been a few months. But I think we started 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, 3 or 4 years
I think
ago.
maybe
Yeah. So, I mean, firstly, I'd pick the small first aid kit.
Okay.
I think it's really handy since you're in a situation like this, and also it can be a dangerous scenario as well.
Okay.
And things can go wrong, and it's an unexpected situation you're in. So it's good to have something which you can use to, if you feel ill suddenly because you haven't eaten and drank anything for a long time. If you feel ill, there might be some medicines, or if you had suffered any injuries, stuff like that. So that can help with that.
Good.
I would also take my wallet, and it says it contains cash, driver's license, and cards. So I think that would be really useful, in terms of if I find a place where people are living, and if I need to buy something, or I need to, or if I need to identify myself to authorities, for example, if they find me. So that would be really good as well to have. And I would also take the high visibility jacket.
Okay.
Stranded on the road, and if there's any people or any authorities that pass by, I'll be easy to find, and I can get help quicker in that sense.
Okay.
I would also take the water bottle, as it's said that I haven't eaten or drank anything, and if I'm dehydrated, it could cause problems with my thinking and my reasoning, maybe, and that would help with me, stay fresh and be in the right state of mind to make decisions. And I would also take a waterproof coat, just to, as I said, the weather is not particularly well in this scenario, and it's been raining heavily, so it would help me, acclimatize, and it can keep me safe as well, I think.
Okay, fantastic. So from my understanding, you've taken the first aid kit, the wallet, the high-vis jacket, the water bottle, and the waterproof coat, correct?
Yeah.
Right. I want to ask you some questions about this then, because some of your choices are great, but for me, some of them I'm just curious about. So you've taken your wallet and things, but you've not taken your car keys. Tell me the rationale behind that. You want to just leave your car unlocked, and so someone could come and, if they figure out what's wrong with it, steal it?
Well, I haven't left my car keys. I haven't taken my car keys out. It's because in my car's already broken down, so I mean the chances of them getting away with it. But however, I was thinking, and my mindset was in more terms of me getting help.
Okay.
And me being able to keep myself available for like help, and that's what I was thinking in terms of. And I wasn't really focusing on if my car was being stolen, and I was really focused on me getting to safety and me being seen by people and authorities and getting help as quick as I can.
Fantastic. Okay, so you're worried more about getting help quickly and remaining safe,
Yeah.
right? But you don't have any communication devices. You left your communication device behind.
It says here that there is no service at my current location, and if my phone's already at a low battery, and I don't know where I'm gonna find service,
Mhm.
so taking it and at a chance of hoping that there's service somewhere, and even it being at low charge, I think other things may be more useful in terms of me getting help quicker. High vis, I'm wearing it constantly, and I have a chance if I'm walking around or I'm going to a place. I have more chance of being seen rather
Being
than
seen.
having.
That's fine. Okay, let's start with the exam.
Yeah, just quickly, yeah, very quick one. So I think we're going to do 10 minutes. Very quick feedback on my station 2, which is the motivation for medicine. You guys all pretty much passed that one. I think you guys did really well on the and like pleased to see that the answers are all firstly all quite real. And you draw upon personal experiences, and it's one of those questions. Motivation for medicine is that question which I think even doctors will struggle to tell sometimes how they're motivated for medicine so far. As long as you use your personal examples, as long as you draw upon that, and you sound like you're keen, I think that's fine. It's just the main thing I would say for feedback is just make sure you hone your answer specifically to medicine, because the follow-up question is always going to be, especially if it's a harsh exam, why not nursing? Why not dentistry, etc. We can talk about this, I think, later
Yeah,
as a
sure.
as well.
Oh, thank you very much. Further, anything specific from your station?
I think I'll be honest with you. I think my station was a little bit hard. Any of you find what? How did you guys find the prioritization station? Easy, difficult, difficult. Everyone else agree? Probably. Yeah. It's not a typical. Sorry, I can't actually get this thing out. It's not a typical station that you would probably see in normal practice, and it's something that is definite. You saw it. It's something that's definitely still worth knowing, because you might get it in a medical context, you might not get it in a medical context, and just being able, what it's assessing is your ability to prioritize, your ability to justify something over another. The key thing is there's no right answer in there, right? And my job as an interviewer is just to probe you to see what is wrong. Key feedback points: there's nothing wrong with changing your answer halfway through if it's justified based on the information that I give you. So if I tell you something new and you're like, oh, okay, that might be useful, I might change my answer to this, that's absolutely fine. What isn't okay is either giving 5 items and not remembering what those 5 items are later on, or giving 5 items and then immediately changing every single time I talk to you, because then it doesn't give me confidence in your ability, in your, what's it called?
Ability to justify.
Ability to justify, thank you, or just the confidence in your answers in general. It's a difficult scenario. There's no right answer. There's always going to be arguments about it. Just be happy with what you chose and remember what you chose. It's really basic.
That's well.
Okay, so I was doing the communication.
Just see like first time.
Okay, so I was doing the communication station. How did you guys find it? Not good. Yeah, that I kind of got that from when you were doing the stations. The thing is though, I don't think any of you did terribly. Like, yeah, I just think you guys need to have a little bit more confidence in yourself. It's a really weird station, but it's the same for everybody. Everybody's in the same boat. Um, just some general feedback that I noticed across a lot of participants. Firstly, long periods of silence are not good. Like, I know you're thinking, and I can see you like staring really intensely at the instruction sheet, but just try and talk through your thought process. Tell the examiner what you're thinking, and yeah, it's an easy way to make sure that you're not
dropping any marks that you would otherwise have got. The other thing is just body language. If you see a station that you don't really think, like you're just really confused by it, just try and make sure your body language is still confident, relaxed, and the examiner will be able to sense that. There was one more thing. Sorry?
Choice of words.
Oh yes. Make sure that you're not using hand gestures. Like, make sure you read the instruction sheet really, really well. And just the 1 minute of reading time that you have, it is for you to like take in the information. So if the instruction sheet says don't use hand gestures and you use hand gestures, you will be marked down for it.
I think I suggested it to use silence as part of your tactic, but I think she was saying you have the prolonged silence, which is not very good. The second thing is, how many of you have done DOEs? Duke of Edinburgh. Excellent, excellent. Okay, and please don't use Duke of Edinburgh as a pretext. Okay, what happens is whenever we ask questions in the proper MMIs, people start bringing in the Duke of Edinburgh XP. Everybody says that yes, I was doing Duke of Edinburgh, I got lost. Okay, I was the one who led them back to the track. Okay, so this is the common theme. So it becomes a bit more artificial. Just a bit of advice. Okay, yeah, that's right.
So getting that balance right about how long to be quiet for and not just fill it with unnecessary jargon is what comes with practice. So that's what all the practice is about. So keep talking to your parents, siblings, to your friends, and practice this so you know that you're talking sensibly, but not giving that for example. That's balancing what Dr. Salam and Asma has said. So silence, but not too much. That's how if you are not practicing with somebody, then just record yourself and hear yourself back.
So I think if you see some very good politicians, okay, they don't just come up with answers straight away. They start reading about just give some brief silence and give some vague answer.
My station was the ethics station, the weight loss injection one. I think a lot of you did well. As I said, some people took a couple of seconds to think about the question when you got it, which was really good because it showed that you thought through it. Again, don't leave too long, but you can take a couple of seconds to think about it, which was good. Make sure you don't come up with a decision straight away. Give a balanced argument before you come up with that. So the risks of obesity and the risks of the injection as well, and then come to a balanced conclusion. Again, it's okay to change your mind when you get the additional information afterwards. You can say that you'll reassess again and change your reasoning. You don't have to just stick with what you said in the first question, but I think you guys did well.
Thank you. Mike, your opinion?
It was quite a challenging station, I think you'll agree, right? A lot of information, which I think the guys probably recognise in retrospect, but that is part of the challenge, right? You only have a minute in this situation, I know, and quite often you'll find most MMIs, they will be giving you much information, really. It'll all be down to you and you using your communication skills, such as you have at this stage, to try and talk to the patient, the person in front of you, find out as much as you can about them, and then, deal with what comes out of that, really. So obviously there were two big chunks of information there, which we were discussing earlier in the morning, i.e. the big C word, which obviously was a bit more challenging for some people than others. A lot of you, though, did pick it up and did get, were quite, what's the word? Staunch in your position in respect of where we should be going with this, right? So well done for that. But regardless of that, well done everyone for getting involved. Introduction did trip a few people up as well, really. The idea is there's a magic formula for introductions, right? And it's the formula you'll probably use for the rest of your medical career. And that is who you are, what you are, who am I, and what are we here for? If you can make a sort of a mental sort of note of that as how you're going to start, that will always be pretty much the right situation. And that goes right the way through all your OSCEs and everything else. That will be expected of you. So obviously some of you were very good at finding out or telling me who you were, but some of you didn't always find out who I was. Another good trick, and I think some of you got this as well, the first line of a lot of these scenarios will often state you are A. And whatever that A is, GP, first year student, That should form part of your introduction. And some of you did that as well, and well done for that. But obviously the challenge really was the confidentiality and what you could or couldn't say. Another twist with that was some of you would deny that you had any knowledge at all. You didn't know. Technically, you did know because it was on that piece of paper in front of you. So although absolutely sticking to the confidentiality is the right answer, you have to be honest and say, you do have information, but you can't give it to the patient's parent because it's the patient's right to retain that confidentiality and it's the patient's decision. And obviously a tactic which some of you did pick up on as well, you could say, well, if you're happy to talk to your daughter about this, perhaps she will tell you, and that will be a good first or good next way to deal with the situation. Obviously, some of you offered to do that on behalf of the patient, which is possibly a little bit long-winded and is going to create more work for yourself, right? So that wouldn't be an ideal solution. It could be a fallback solution, but not necessarily the ideal answer. But nonetheless, I think the important thing was you all had a go. And the very most important thing about today as a whole is you're hopefully getting a taste of what it might be like on the day, as opposed to turning up on the day and discovering, blimey, I don't get any of this at all. That's the important thing, right? So hopefully for some of you especially, this experience will say, right, bit of a wake-up call perhaps, but certainly give you food for thought that this is what you need to be thinking about and how I'm going to approach it next time. Okay?
Can I just add something there?
Thank you, Rose.
You got a pretty statement, and I think it's very important thing that confidentiality there, but also how we sensitively and actively get into your father can be that's not about the job. So don't just say I'm sorry. You just be sensitive about it. Just to the things. I mean, obviously you can't reveal the information, but at the same time you can't give a talk about it. You have to be a little bit investigative and just explain to them. This is not it's not a company to people talking about. When you're not this is your problem. But comes to the doctor and say this stuff to yourself.
Yeah, how many found the My Station difficult? Hands up. Yeah. The thing is, cheating in medical school, right? You may think it never happens, but it does. And that's a real life scenario, right? Almost all of you agreed that was a dishonest thing to do. And that's the first thing I was looking for. Some people did not actually read it properly. The 1 minute you get is to read it. Some people thought that you were getting revision material. And they say, we'll read it and it'll make us better prepared for the exam. So that's a disaster, right? So can you imagine you're cheating and you're endorsing cheating? That shouldn't happen. Right? That is not a fault. It's just the fact that you haven't read the whole question properly, right? So everybody got that right, saying that it's dishonest. We all agree, common. Then what are you going to do about it? The hints were, you have that thing on a WhatsApp message. Will you read it? I might. No, just delete it. Right? You got something there which is obviously a cheating material. Why do you want to read it? Just delete it. And then what you do? The person who sent it to you, you speak to him and tell him, please don't do it. Simple. That's what you would have expected to be done in real life. Right? Delete it. Right? The person who sent it to tell him, please don't spread it. And if it has spread, what you'll do? Then you have to report it to the medical school saying that, there is something going on. Can you change the scenarios? Many of them people, I'll report this chap who did it to me. Right? Can you imagine a friend send it to you in good faith, trying to help you, now you go report him to medical school. You never know whether that person actually, somebody had forwarded to him and he forwarded to you. So the bottom line is you try to solve the problem, not to get individuals into trouble, right? Unless it's something very, very major. Right? So the take-home message is read that question properly. Don't do that. If you do not read the question properly, in that 1 minute it is given you might end up making a serious error. Number one. Second, think about it. You have it in front of you. What would you normally do? Don't think of theoretical answers, what will appear good. Just say what your heart would do as an honest person. That's all you need to do. And these are a few take-home messages with that station of mind. Anybody have any questions? No? Good.
Excellent. Thank you.
Any feedback on the course?
Yeah, I think it was really good. It was very helpful, especially with there were certain courses or certain stations that we had that we won't see anywhere else. I think it was about prioritizing 5 different things you can have out of a list of 10. I think I haven't seen that before, and that will really help me potentially if that does come up as a surprise course in my MMI interviews. But I think it was really helpful. I think we got good feedback, and it was adequate enough time to say what we wanted, but also understand where we went wrong and explain our answers.
And it's beneficial doing it.
Definitely so.
Okay.
So, thank you.
Here. So, how did you find today?
Alhamdulillah, really good experience. All the volunteers were really helpful. The feedback was really constructive. I really enjoyed the fact that we were able to have a real professional role player here, because you don't really get that exposure normally before your actual interviews. I think I really enjoyed some of the stations that were a bit more niche, where you wouldn't really expect to be asked that normally, but you would be caught off guard by them and then able to reflect on them appropriately and receive feedback.
So there was yesterday and then there was today. So today you definitely benefited from the way they set it up.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, 100%.